Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel, your source for all things Everton. I've just got back from Goodison Park. This is my very brief instant match reaction for Everton 1, Manchester United 2. Everton suffer their third league defeat of the season, bringing an end to that 7-game unbeaten run. And I think few can have many arguments with that. Everton were the second best side today in that game. United deserved the 3 points. We certainly didn't deserve to win. Very poor display from the Blues today. Anthony Gordon came back into the side, replacing Dwight McNeil, who of course got the winner against Southampton last weekend. Apart from that, it was the same 11 pretty much. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was back in the matchday squad for the first time this season on the bench. And the Blues got off to a great start. After 5 minutes, Alex Iwobi hit a fantastic strike into the top corner of the park end, and we're on our way. Then we think this could be another great evening at Goodison Park, but that was as good as it got for Everton really today. There was a brief moment after we scored the first where we could have quite easily been into either second, but apart from that, there's a lot of frustration that we perhaps sat back after going 1-0 up so early in the game, and we allowed Manchester United to come at us, and we didn't really take the game to Manchester United that much after getting that opening goal. Man United just grew into the game. Of course, they've still got some fantastic players who can hurt you. And, about 10 minutes later, Anthony equalised for the visitors. I thought we really missed Nathan Patterson today, Seamus Coleman. We know that he's coming in and doing the best he can do. But I think today really highlighted that we miss Nathan Patterson's pace and just how important he's been to our start of the season. And as the first half went on, we were very much under the cosh. It was only a matter of time before Manchester United got a second one. I think they had the ball in the back of the net, actually, but that got ruled off for offside. We rode our luck a lot in the first half as well, and we were hoping that we could get into the break with it being level. I think that would have been a good result given the circumstances of the first 45 minutes. But just on half-time, Cristiano Ronaldo breaks through and puts the visitors ahead. Really frustrating today because they were very avoidable goals. It was sort of like visions of last season a little bit, some costly individual errors, which is something that we've not really come to expect from this Everton side so far this season. But we were just really poor today, and there's nothing else you can really say about it. We were second best. Manchester United deserved to win, and it was definitely Everton's poorest display this campaign by a country mile. Idrissa Gana Gueye had a really poor game today. He was at fault for the first goal, giving that ball away. I thought Vitaly Mykolenko had a really bad game. Anthony Gordon, coming back into the side today, he just seems to, I'm not sure, he seemed to start the season really well, put in some great performances away from home, but it just seems he just can't get going at the minute at Goodison Park. And I thought he had a really poor game again today, which is really disappointing to see. And he's just not really building on that positive start to the season he had, when he was scoring goals away from home. But really disappointing. I thought there's not one player today who really stood out for me. Of course, we saw the introduction of James Garner for the first time, who was actually quite positive and quite bright. He came on and he was really unlucky, actually. He had a great chance to equalise late on. But it just got tipped onto the post, I think, didn't it? We saw flashes that maybe that's something to look forward to. We might see a bit more of James Garner now. He definitely showed sparks that he can be a useful player. Of course, very much in the infancy of his Everton career. Of course, a positive to see Dominic Calvert-Lewin back in the team. He came on, sort of brief cameo, didn't really do much. One thing I will say, though, I thought Neil Maupay, thought the game sort of passed him by a little bit today. But the wingers were trying to get balls into the box, but Maupay's not exactly the tallest player on the pitch, isn't he? It seemed like a game that maybe Calvert-Lewin could have made a bit of an impact in, because they, Martinez for them at the back, he's not exactly the tallest of the defenders, is he? So it might have been a game that could have suited Calvert-Lewin. So I was surprised we didn't see him earlier. I think I would have quite maybe liked to see him come on at half time, but the manager left it as it was at the break, and we came out second half, and it was very much, I thought we were slightly better in the second half, but we didn't really trouble Manchester United enough, and it could have been 3-1. Of course, Marcus Rashford at the end, another mistake at the back by Everton. I haven't seen it back, but I think it was James Tarkowski this time. He takes it round Jordan Pickford, and it's an easy finish for Rashford, but it was a dubious handball, whatever. VAR ruled it out. But 2-1, I think, quite flatters us a little bit that we were really not the races today. I think at half time, definitely it could have been about 3 or 4, but As I say, we rolled our luck a little bit in the first half, but we just didn't deserve to win today. Thought maybe at the end we could have maybe nicked a point, but all in all, Everton didn't deserve to win today. We were very poor. I go back to the points I made about it being definitely our poorest display of the season so far. And yeah, brings an end to this 7-game unbeaten run. We can't be too disheartened with it. I think it's still if you think back to where we were last season, surviving relegation by the skin of our teeth, to have a 7-game unbeaten run brought to an end. Of course, it's very disappointing given the circumstances because we played really poor. It's very cliche, but you can get behind results when they don't necessarily go your way if the performance is there. But I can't exactly sit here and say the performance was there from Everton either today. Very disappointing. Few players really had a poor game today. Definitely Everton's worst game of the season so far. Disappointing, but we go again next week. A really difficult game away to Tottenham Hotspur. Hopefully we can see a bit of a reaction at White Hart Lane, but it's going to be difficult, very tricky indeed. But hopefully we can see a reaction. We know there's characters in this team. We know there's leaders. Very bad day at the office today. We can't hide that fact. We've been beaten 2-1. Shame we couldn't capitalise on a few results around us and push us into the top half of the table. But it is what it is. We're certainly a better side than we were last season. And I think it's easy for people to maybe get a bit carried away with a result like this. But, it's fine. It's okay. We're not in any great danger, are we really? I say that. We'll wait and see. But yeah, bad day at the office for Everton. Our first defeat in a while. But hopefully we can just kick on and learn from this and not be too disheartened by it. And we go on to another 2 really difficult couple of away games before we're back at Goodison Park on the 22nd against Crystal Palace. Away to Tottenham and Newcastle, 2 really difficult games. So we're definitely going to have to improve if we want to take something from those games. But yeah, disappointing day, a good evening, I should say, at Goodison. Keep your eyes on the channel for all the reactions in the next week or so. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time on the Toffee Blues.